this is part 3 of the video. So if you're watching, I'll just have a little bit of an explanation of what happened just now. I wasn't expecting to start part 3 quite yet. Didn't really want to start part 3 until I got over Taiwan, maybe the next waypoint down after that. But I was looking at the EFB. I'd taken it off the stand, put it onto the big screen like that, and I was looking at the flight plan. I was using the Quest 3 hand controls to try and move it around, and something happened, and I think it caught the sim yoke, because it made me just crash into the ground. I couldn't get any control back over with the manual yoke, my physical yoke. So I'm not really sure what happened. That's all I can think is what's happened. So what I did is I reset the flight just above where I crashed anyway. So although I started off at 1,000 feet there, I've had to get back onto the track, climb back up again. Fuel looks about where it would have been, maybe a little bit more in there, but that's why things look a little bit different now. But yeah, just coming up to 14,000 feet. The time is around about the same. I'm not sure exactly where it was. Hopefully it will be problem free from here on. Lesson learned: don't mess around with tablets and such like in front of the flying controls. Down on the side here where we've got Navigraph charts, a much better place. At the end of the day, I've done the right physical time for the flight, so it's not really an issue for me. I wanted to make sure that I was doing the actual true time. I'm not speeding things up, I'm not slowing things down. It's quite probable I've actually done a bit more time. airfield. Good. Actually nice to be able to see spare car for a change. A bit of scenery over there as well. Much of a scenery kind of thing. To have a look on Google Maps at some point and see what city that is. Sort of port there. I think in reality at the moment, I think there's a lot of Chinese military shipping out in this area. Quite likely.
Taipei Center, Piper 247, Charlie Papa. I'd like to cancel flight following, please.
Piper 7, Charlie Papa, roger.
Yeah, quite likely there's some military aircraft activity over there as well. See what happens in the future with that. I thought something may well have happened by now, but it doesn't seem to be on the immediate horizon. It's 3,600 Bonbons. Can't see any sign of that one. Should be able to. Oh, there it is. Got some weather coming in front of us now. So it looks like it's bad. Same thing on there.
Using feed. Broken at 15,000 feet. Temperature 20. Dew point 19er. QNH 1015. Density altitude 600 feet. Transition level 115. Arriving and departing runways 05 left, 05 right. Caution bird activity. Advise on initial contact you have information hotel. Taiwan Taoyuan International Airport, information hotel. 1130 Zulu. Wind 050 at 6. Visibility 6. Sky conditions, view at 1000 feet. Broken at 15,000 feet. Temperature 20. Dew point 19er. QNH 1015. Density altitude 600 feet. Transition level 115. Arriving and departing runways 05 left, 05 right. Caution bird activity. Advise on initial contact you have information hotel.
Tepo Sensor, United 559. I'm ready for descent, please.
United 559er, say requested altitude.
Flight level 110, United 559. United 559 request descent to 5,000 feet.
United 559er, descend altitude 5,000 feet.
Roger, descending 5,000, United 559. Cessna United 559 with you at 5,000 feet.
United 559er, Taipei Center, roger. You are not under flight following state request. Echo 3223, contact Taipei approach on 119.6.
Contact Taipei approach 119.6, EVA 3223.
Taipei approach United 559, request full stop landing at Taipei International.
United 559er, you are not under flight following. Contact Taipei Tower for landing clearance at Taipei International.
Contact Taipei Tower, United 559.
United 559er, contact Taipei Tower for landing clearance at Taipei International.
Roger, United 559.
VE left,
Speed
05
Bird
right.
69, contact departure.
Advise on initial contact you have information India.
Taipei Tower, United 559 with you at 5,000 feet with information India on board. Request full stop landing at Taipei International Airport.
Cathay 2015, contact departure.
Departure, Cathay 2015, following.
United 559er, winds 055 at 7, runway 05 left, clear to land.
Inbound ILS runway 05.
Clear to land runway 05 left, United 559.
Starlux 803, welcome to Taipei. Contact ground on 121.6.
Going to ground on 121.6. Cathay 473, contact departure on 119.5.
119.5, Cathay 473. Bye-bye.
Runway 05. Right approach.
Cathay 494, welcome to Taipei. Contact ground on 121.7.
Going to 121.7, Cathay 494.
Contact departure EVA 3223. Contact departure EVA 3223.
EVA 801, contact departure.
Contact departure EVA 801. Contact departure EVA 801.
Cathay 472, welcome to Taipei. Contact ground on 121.7.
121.7, Cathay 472, bye-bye.
Clear to land runway 05 right.
Contact departure EVA 3223. Contact departure EVA 3223.
Clear to land runway 05 right. Japan Air 6719er.
Clear for takeoff, runway 05 right. Bamboo 7, Papa Foxtrot.
Bamboo 7, Papa Foxtrot, contact departure.
Departure on 119.5, Bamboo 7, Papa Foxtrot.
Contact departure about 3223.
4.6 for Vietjet.
Contact departure about 3223.
Japan Air 6719er. Contact ground on 121.6.
Going to 121.6. Japan Air 6719er.
Cathay 473, contact departure.
Departure Cafe 473. Good day.
Cathay 473, good day. Speedbird 123, contact departure on 119.5.
Royal Dutch Airlines 107, contact departure.
Contact departure KLM 107.
Taipei Tower, UPS 683, holding short runway 5 left, ready for departure.
All aircraft. Information Juliet is now current. QNH 1011.
Taipei Tower, Cathay 402 Heavy, for 8 miles southwest. Inbound ILS runway 05, right approach.
Cathay 402 Heavy. Taipei Tower. QNH 1015. Cleared ILS runway 05. Right approach.
Cleared ILS runway 05, right approach. Cathay 402 Heavy.
Taipei Tower, Air China 186, holding short of runway 05 right. Clear for takeoff, runway 05 right. Air China 186.
Air China 186, Taipei Tower, runway 5 right, wind 060 at 11, cleared for takeoff.
05 right, clear for takeoff, South Air China 186.
Taipei Tower, 9559 have the runway in sight and established on the localizer.
United 559er, winds 055 at 7, runway 05 left, cleared to land.
Clear to land at runway 05 left, United 559.
6 Heavy ready for IFR departure. Runway 05 left.
China Eastern 5006 Heavy. QNH 1015. Cleared for takeoff runway 05 left.
Cleared for takeoff runway 05 left. China Eastern 5006 Heavy.
150 flaps to mid. Undercarriage is fixed, flaps at mid, landing lights are on.
Cathay 351, welcome to Taipei. Contact ground on 121.6.
Contact 1.1.6, Cathay 351.
Taipei Tower. Air Peach
United 872, contact departure.
Northeast. Inbound ILS runway 05.
Departure, United 872.
Air Peach 625. Taipei Tower. QNH 1016. Cleared ILS runway 05. Right approach.
Flaps full. Oh, what's the sim doing to me again?
Cleared ILS runway 05. Right approach. Air Peach 625.
Cathay 495, contact departure on 119.5.
China Eastern 5006.
Departure on 119.5. Cathay 495. Bye-bye.
Cathay 472, welcome to Taipei. Contact ground on 121.7.
Going to
121.6. Cathay 472. Bye-bye.
6 Heavy.
United 852, contact departure.
Taipei Tower. Eva 621 Heavy.
Speedbird 007, contact departure.
Runway 05.
Speedbird going to 119.5.
Cleared ILS runway 05. Right approach. Eva 621 Heavy.
EVA 202. Wind 055 at 6. Clear to land runway 05. Right. Dynasty 5, tree 05. Exit runway when able.
Clear to land runway 05. Right. Eva 202.
Flaps fully down. Lights are on. Gears fixed.
Information Juliet is now current. QNH 1015. United 559er, contact ground on 121.6.
121.6, United 559, thank you.
Clear ILS runway 05, right approach, Eagle 115. Clear to land runway.
Takeoff ground, United 559, request taxi to parking.
United 559er, taxi to general aviation parking via November 5 November, Papa 8, Papa. Good day.
Cathay 450, contact tower on 118.7.
Switching to tower 118.7 for Cathay 450. Bye-bye.
Eva 3223, contact tower on 118.7. Take care.
Contact tower 118.7, Eva 3223, good day.
General aviation parking via November 5 November, Papa 8 Papa, United 559.
Eva 3223, push and start approved, face southwest.
Push and start approved, face southwest, Eva 3223.
United 559er, taxi to general aviation parking via November Papa 8, Papa. Good day.
Roger, United 559.
The tug is already disconnected.
Ground, Eva 801, we're ready for taxi to the active.
Taiwan ground, Japan Airlines. 1 second while I grab the paperwork.
Taiwan ground, Cathay 2015 is ready for push and start.
Cathay 2015, Taipei ground push and start approved. Call for taxi.
Push and start approved. Cathay 2015. Taipei ground, we want a taxi to the gate 5 zone.
I'll have your clearance in just a second.
Squawk 3124, departure 119.5, Climb and maintain 4,000. Departure via the Charles 1 Alpha and then it's followed takeoff runway 05 right with information echo.
Cathay 443, read back correct.
Taipei Ground, Jin Air, set free to AV. Good morning, requesting push and start at gate Alpha 8.
All aircraft be advised, information hotel is now current. QNH 1014.
Taipei Ground, EVA 20, request push and start.
EVA 20, pushback approved, base southwest.
Taipei Ground, Air China 186, requesting IFR clearance to Beijing.
Taipei Ground, Cathay 443, request IFR clearance to Hong Kong. Taipei Ground, please repeat, Cathay 443. Taiwan Ground, Cathay 443, radio check.
All aircraft be advised, information Victor is now current. QNH 1010.
Listen to runway 5 right, where Quebec Whiskey Charlie Sierra 01, Scooter 871.
Taiwan Ground, Cathay 351, request taxi.
Cathay 351, pushback approved, face northeast. EVA 3223, contact tower on 118.7.
Contact tower 118.7, EVA 3223. Contact tower 118.7, EVA 3223.
Ground KLM 107, request taxi to gate. Ground KLM 107, request taxi to gate.
9559, request progressive taxi instructions to General Aviation Parking, please.
Taxi to Bravo 6 via November 7, November Charlie, Echo Charlie, Quebec. Have a great day. Bye-bye.
United 559, progressive taxi instructions approved. Taxi to General Aviation Parking via November, Papa 1, Papa. Follow the taxi path lights.
Roger. Can't see them.
Telegram EVA 3223, request push and start. Telegram EVA 3223, request push back and start. Push back and start to bed southwest EVA 3223. Ground EVA 3223, request push and start. Start to bed southwest EVA 3223. Copy to ground. Please connect tag.
Taipei Ground, Delta. All aircraft information Lima is now current. QNH 1012. Push back and engine start approved, facing northeast. Air Peach 924. Air Peach 924, push back and engine start approved. Face northeast.
Taipei Ground, EVA 3223, request taxi. Taipei Ground, EVA 3223, request taxi. Taxi runway 05 right via Quebec Whiskey Charlie Sierra 1, EVA 3223. Taipei Ground, EVA 3223, request push and start. Flight southwest, EVA 3223. Flight deck to ground, 34, push back.
Cafe 351, request taxi. Ground Cafe 351, request taxi.
Cathay 888, contact tower on 118.7.
118.7, Cathay 88.
Royal Dutch Airlines 107, contact tower on 118.7.
Tower on 118.7. Bye-bye.
Janair 732, push and start approved, face southwest.
Push and start, face southwest, Janair 732 heavy.
United 872, contact tower on 118.7.
Contact tower 118.7, United 872.
All aircraft information Lima is now current. QNH 1014.
Vector state southwest, see what you do.
Taipei Ground, Japan Airlines 460 at gate Bravo 1, ready to taxi to runway 23 left with Kilo. 23 left via Quebec 3 Sierra 10, Japan Air 460. Approve base southwest, EVA 3223. Copy ground, EVA 3223. Request push and stop.
Ground KLM 107 radio check. KLM 107 request clearance for Beijing.
Give me 1 second for that clearance.
Cleared to Beijing via the Taiwan 1 Alpha departure. Then a 12 departure runway 5 right. Initial climb 4000. Departure 119.5. Squawk 4222. KLM 107.
Tower 509, request taxi to the gate. Negative 509, request taxi to the gate.
All Nippon Air 509, taxi to the gate via November 5, November.